Hello, dear students. Welcome you all to the seventh lecture of marketing management. And today we are going to discuss targeting. It's a very important topic. In last lecture, we discussed about the segmentation, and this is the next step after the segmentation. Under segmentation, we have seen that how marketers divide the customers into different segments based on the similarities they have. There we have learned that what are the basis for the segmentation. We have seen that based on geographic, based on demographic, psychographic and behavioral characteristics, how customers divide the market. Now the question arises that out of those segments, which segment to target for our business operations. So let's see what are the different ways of targeting and definition of targeting. So once the firm has identified the market segment, then the second step here is to decide how many or which one to target. Okay, so for this, Roser Best has proposed a model. We will see this model, and he gave few steps to find out our target market. So let's see. So these are the 7 steps. First is need-based segmentation, then segment identification. After that, segment attractiveness. What is the profitability? Then segment positioning, segment acid test, and marketing mix strategy. Now let's see one by one all the different steps. So first is need-based segmentation. So here, what we do, we group customers into different segments based on their needs and benefits they are seeking from any particular product to solve a particular problem. Okay, so basically here we are trying to find that what is the need for the product and which need or which problem this particular product or service will solve for the customer. And we will group the customers who are having similar needs into one segment. Then second step is segment identification. So for each segment, like first step, need-based segmentation we have done. So for each need-based segmentation, we will determine which demographic or lifestyle and use behavior make this segment distinct and identifiable. Okay, the second step, the same first step we have done. After that, we will divide the customer based on which demographic they are coming, what is their age, gender, okay, their education, occupation, income, and what is lifestyle. They have lifestyle like last time we have learned gregarious kind of lifestyle or outgoing or sporty, okay, and their behavior of using the product. Based on that, further we will segment the distinct and identifiable groups. Then third step, we will find out how much each segment uh, is attractive for the marketers. Okay, because we need to check that whether the segment we are taking or we want to take, whether there is any growth or how the competitors are there in that particular segment. Okay, and whether we can access to those kind of customer or not. So all these parameters we need to check, all these criterias we need to check, and we need to determine the overall attractiveness of each segment. At the next step, we need to check the profitability, whether the segment we are dividing or how many segments we have divided. We need to check the profitability of each segment, whether that segment will be profitable or not. In next stage, we need to do positioning for each and every segment, and we need to create the value proposition and product price positioning strategy for each segment, okay, which is unique customer need, which based on the unique customer need and characteristics. What is value proposition? We have learned in previous lectures also. Like value proposition, how much is customer paying and what benefit he is getting in with exchange of that. It is called value proposition. So for each segment, we need to create value proposition. Next is segmentation, acid test. So in this, we need to create a segment storyboard to test the attractiveness of each segment positioning. Now, what is this acid test? So, what is this segment storyboard? So, storyboards, it is a sequent graphics representations which representing the short planned for a movie, video, or television. Okay, like graphically, we will make that a kind of video or one kind of short we will make for each segment to check the attractiveness of that particular segments. So the storyboard serves the two main functions like planning and communication. So for each segment which we have divided, we need to create a storyboard and check that whether what is the attractiveness for each segment. And finally, we need to decide the marketing mix strategy like product, price, place, promotion. So expand segmentation positioning strategy to include all aspects of marketing mix. We need to see the all aspects of marketing mix here. Now it is very important thing. It is targeting strategies, like which are the different ways through which we can do the targeting of the product. Okay, so let's see. Basically, there are five types of strategies, five strategies available through which we can segment our market. We can target the segmented group. So first is your single segment concentration. Next is your selective specialization. Third is product specialization. Then market specialization. And finally, full market coverage. Let's see one by one what are these strategies. So first, what we have done, once you have completed the assessment of your segmentation, then we need to find out the strategy by choosing the best fit targets. Okay, so first, single segmentation. Here, your business is focused on one segment of the market. Like one side you have seen P1, P2, P3. It is representing the product, and M1, M2, M3, it is representing the market. So what we are doing here, only one product we are taking for a single market or single target markets. Okay, and we are trying to focus on one single segment market only. For example, like soccer balls are there, soccer shoes, soccer clothing, etc. So our business objective are to become the largest soccer supplier in a particular geographical area. Okay, so because we are focusing on a single segment or a narrow niche segment, our business will gain some kind of economy from this specialization, because we know that what is the requirement of that particular target market, and we can satisfy it much better because we know the characteristics, or we know the needs and wants much better than the competitors. And we can gain profit also, because we can make it in bulk, and economy of scale we can generate from there. And this economy will help us bring value to the product and to the market. But yes, there are risks associated with that. Since we are focusing on a single segment alone, the risk is increased here, like the market may collapse or some strong competitor may enter into the market. So that time it will be difficult to survive because only one segment we are targeting. These are the positives and negatives of single segment concentration. Let's see the second one. It is selective specialization. So here your business focuses on a number of segments in the market, and it is not like those all segment will be similar. There is no necessarily any relationship between the segments. However, each segment has a high degree of value for your business objective and resources. Okay, like you can say that Tata Group, they are into different markets for the different products. Okay, they are into Tata Motors, Tata Steel, or their retail Tata Click is there, and Tata FMCGs are there, or their hotels are there. So each segment they are into different markets for the different with the different kind of products. Okay, and it is not like all the businesses have some kind of synergy. They all are different. Now, because the segments can stand alone, the risk of failure will be minimized here. Okay, there will be no risk because if one business is not performing good or one market is not performing good, you can take back your product or you can focus on some other kind of markets or products. So the assumption is that at least one or more of your segments will be successful at any one period of time. So the risk would be minimized because you are focusing on different markets with the different products. Third one is your product specialization. So here you see that with a single product, you will try to target all the markets. Okay, like your business focuses on one product that it sells to the number of segments. Let's say the example of coffee. The coffee distributor might sell the coffee to a retail chain or to number of cafes, coffee shops, and even direct add to the end customers like through online stores or might be to the hotels. Okay, so all one product is their coffee, but they are selling into different markets. Okay, by expanding your market through product specialization, you can build a very strong brand for your product and your business. And also the risk is here. What is the risk? The risk is on the product desirability itself. Might be possible that the product have a long product life cycle or short product life cycles. So we need to be very aware of the plan and plan accordingly. Okay, for examples, have a new product in development and be ready to take then to the market quickly. Okay, so every time might be new products are coming and you need to take them the market quickly, so you need to be very conscious here. But it is also a very good strategy. With a single product you can enter into different market. Next is your market specialization. So in this you will select a single market and try to satisfy all needs of that particular market. Okay, your business focuses on supplying many products to one market segments. For examples, you might be supplying all types of sporting good to sporting goods stores. Like you are supplying soccers, you are supplying tennis products, or some kind of cricket or indoor or outdoor, all kind of product you are supplying for a single market. Okay, with this type of strategy, the businesses must focus on developing a strong representation of services, quality, value, and be represented for its knowledge of the industry. So all kind of product for a single market. And one another example I can give you, the marketers or the businesses which supply the goods for laboratories. So what they do, they supply all kind of product for only for the labs. Okay, so that could be one another example. Next one is total market coverage. So here the marketers, they come, or businesses, they come and they focus on all products for the all market segments. So many products and many services you can supply for the full market. Okay. Another name of full market coverage is total market coverage. Cost will be very high here, and only the big companies like Coca-Cola or like some other Hindustan Unilever and other companies which have huge capital, this strategy suits for them. These are the 5 targeting strategies, but there is one another market which we say niche market nowadays. Okay, so many businesses are growing deeper into market targeting and focus on niche market. Okay, niche means very narrow different markets. Like we can say niche market, we can say the company which are selling products for kids. Okay, so their focus of their target is only kids, so it is very narrow, very limited number of kids, so we can say it is a niche market. Or cigarette, like Wills is there, or other companies, cigarette products or tobacco products, so their market target or market which they are covering, that is also we can say very niche market, where because their uh, target is only the people who are consuming the alcohol, consuming the tobacco products. So I hope this is clear. What is single segment concentration, selective specialization, product specialization, market specialization, and full market coverage. Now let's see some examples. Single segment concentration, few examples I gave that time also. Here also, like select specialty hospitals. Okay, so only the cancer care hospital, or that for like pregnancy care hospital and all. So they are experts in their field, but might be possible some new competitor is coming with a huge capital, or the demand itself will reduce. So that time these businesses may suffer. Next is selective specialization. Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Titan, and all. I have given you the example that time also. Next is product specialization. Like Bata, they are making shoes for each markets. Okay, one product shoe for each segment or each market. Next is marketing specialization. I gave you the example of coffee there. Nestle, you can say they are selling to restaurant also, they are selling to middlemen also, they are selling directly to the end customers also, they are selling to hotels also. Okay, and last one is full market coverage, like Pepsi and Coke. So I hope you understood the concept of targeting. It is very, very important. Again, I am saying not only for examination, it is important concept